So when I saw this movie, I got a free poster of Terminator, but I don't know if I want to put it up on the wall or not.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? Or what you gonna do when they come for you?
Terminator Genisys is the 5th installment in the Terminator franchise and stars Arnold Schwarzenegger, Emilia Clarke, Jai Courtney, and Jason Clarke. Now for those of you who are not familiar with my channel, I recently reviewed all the previous Terminator movies except T2. I was going to review that movie, but something came up and I wasn't able to review it, but I don't think it really matters because everybody loves that movie and so do I. T2 is freaking awesome, period.
Bad boys, what you...
So I had no expectation for this movie, and I really mean it. The trailer looked stupid, and I was really angry that they decided to reboot the Terminator franchise. But then I thought to myself, it could turn out to be good. Who knows? So I went to see it with an open mind, and look, it's not terrible, and I didn't hate it as much as I thought I would, but at the same time, there are so many things wrong with this movie. So the basic plot is pretty much the same as any Terminator movie. Earth is a wasteland and there is a war between the human resistance and Skynet sends a robot back in time to kill a woman named Sarah Connor, and the human resistance sends a dude named Kyle Reese back in 1984 to save Sarah, but then it takes a completely different direction that we've never seen before. Turns out somebody from the future had already sent the reprogrammed version of T-800 when Sarah was 9. And since then she's been raised as a warrior. So when Kyle gets to 1984, things are quite different from what we remember. And that's all I'm gonna say about the plot of this movie, because if you have seen the final trailer for this movie, unfortunately you already know the biggest twist of the film, which I think is so stupid. I mean, what were they thinking? Now if somebody asks me to describe this movie in one word, it will be bland. There's a lot of action, explosions, car chases, shootouts, you name it, but none of them was done in a memorable way. There's a ton of visual effects, but they were not that impressive. It's not that they are terrible, they are fine, and sometimes they are pretty to look at, but the thing is, our eyes get so used to these visual effects from watching all kinds of big budget movies, so there's nothing particularly new or revolutionary about these effects unless you have not seen any big budget movies that came out in the last 5 years, and if that's the case, good job, man. I mean, teach me. But these are very minor issues I had with the movie, and I haven't even mentioned Jai Courtney yet. He plays Kyle Reese in this movie, and just like anything he does, he's not great. Look, I have nothing against him. He's probably a really nice guy in real life, but his performance in every single movie he's in is so monotonous and there's no depth to it, and I don't feel anything for his characters. But then again, the fact that Mr. Courtney is playing Kyle Reese in the movie is like the 5th thing wrong with the movie. My biggest issue with the movie is the time travel plot. It alters the timeline and it basically wants us to forget all the great things that happened in the original Terminator movies. We had a movie with a very similar plot recently, and that was X-Men Days of Future Past. And the reason why that plot worked in that movie was because it got rid of the events that happened in X-Men 3. And the way they did it was very clever. But for this movie, it just doesn't work because there's nothing wrong with the original timeline. Both T1 and T2 are masterpieces. These are movies that everybody loves. We don't want any modification. There are more than enough exposition in the movie, but even with that, it didn't work. That's what this movie felt like. It was so complicated and it really hurt my head. This movie is exactly like Jurassic World, a dumb, big budget, CGI driven noise fest with no heart or compelling story. Another quick cash grabbing twaddle with no passion, no originality, no nothing. But that being said, this movie is no way near as atrocious as Jurassic World because the writing is decent, and thank God nobody in this film runs with heels on, because the human characters in this movie are smarter than those stupid scientists and military people in the Jurassic thing. I hate that movie. I'm sorry, I just hate Jurassic World. It's a terrible movie. I did find some enjoyment in Terminator Genisys, and by far the best thing about this movie is that Arnie is back, and he can still kick some ass. This is the Terminator we all remember from our childhood. A strong, lovable, hilarious father figure. I'm old, not obsolete. That is my Schwarzenegger impression. I know it's terrible, I need to practice more. And Emilia Clarke plays Sarah Connor, and she was a badass. She's not Linda Hamilton, but this is a character who is strong, independent, but vulnerable all at the same time. And Emilia Clarke is an actress who can deliver all those things, and she was really good. So in the end, Terminator Genisys is a bit of mixed bag. It's not a poorly made film, and it is mildly entertaining at times, and Arnie was fantastic as T-800, but the time travel plot doesn't really work. The special effects are very bland, and it does more harm to the franchise than good. I give Terminator Genisys a C. So what are your thoughts on Terminator Genisys? Did you like it? Did you not like it? And should I put this poster on this wall behind me? Let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you so much for watching, and if you like this, make sure you give it a thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel as well, and I'll see you guys next time.